Today I'm going to be talking about the new release of Modern Warfare 2, the pros, and more importantly, the cons. The integration of Warzone 2 when it finally does release with the Modern Warfare 2, and all the pros and all the cons that come around with that. So let's jump straight in. Let's take a trip down memory lane. Modern Warfare 2019 gets this new game called Warzone. We're well into the pandemic, locked in our homes, and then this game hits and it's just a massive success. And whilst we didn't know it at the time, we were unlocking core memories for the future. I don't need to tell you the success of Warzone on how it skyrocketed amongst other BRs that were already out before it. We got Fortnite, we had Apex Legends, PUBG Battlegrounds, H1Z1, but Warzone still skyrocketed to the top, and we all know it was far from a perfect game. The game was so badly optimized, I think it was like 120 gig on release. It was never meant to take off like it did. You'd literally have Modern Warfare, and Warzone 2 was just like a side game, like Spec Ops in the campaign. So why did this game take off? I'm telling you right now, whilst there was other BRs, it was unpredicted. There was literally next to no expectations. There was no predecessor of Warzone. I mean, I guess you can talk about Blackout, but it's kind of a different thing. But anyway, but most importantly, whilst being a BR, where the zone shrinks and, you know, it's the last man standing like many other BRs have done before Warzone, it was bringing something new to the table. And the fact was, it wasn't even technically new for Call of Duty. It was just new to the BR. They brought in loadouts, perks, kill streaks, and pretty much everything Call of Duty related, which we didn't see in any other BRs. Now, fast forward to today. Warzone is in complete shambles. The player count is dwindling. The new map that everyone wanted because everyone was over Verdansk, Caldera, is just not hitting for everyone, and I think most people are playing Rebirth. And there's still a bunch of hackers running around, but I will admit, there are less. Fuck. Ugh. Whilst there's this big thing about between the gamers and the devs.
The devs don't listen to us. They just take our money.
The devs definitely knew because player numbers were dwindling, sales were obviously dwindling. And you know, Call of Duty is a business, so they're going to keep making money. So what happens next? We start to hear little rumors, little whispers, little threads on Reddit that are barely plausible, that are barely likely to be true, let alone accurate. Then we start to get a photo that's blurred, or there'll be a data mine file. I can't remember the name of it, but there was a data mine file and it had project blah, blah, blah. Then we start to see about this new stuff coming in, and lo and behold, you know where this is going. Start to get screenshots. Then there's blurred images of screen. Then we hear about this alpha, and then boom. Call of Duty confirms it. Warzone 2, Modern Warfare 2 is coming out. Boom. Let's ride the hype train. And I mean, fuck, I got hyped. I'm still hyped. It's fucking Warzone. Lo and behold, a couple of months have gone by, and then we start to hear more about Warzone and the multiplayer. Next minute, all the top creators and the streamers are flying to America to play the next event.
Somebody in my chat said sus computer. What are your thoughts? They said like this is suspicious.
And then while there was a lot of hype and, you know, tons of people watching, like I can only imagine the eyes on that event at the time, then we started to hear about the things that were not so good. Top streamers were starting to get worried. And yes, they could be making clickbait, but however, they do have a valid opinion. First thing that everyone notices is that there's no loadouts. And the fucking loot system is just bonkers. And I don't even want to talk about it, but everyone noticed.
There's no slide cancelling.
And before... And like I'd say less than 5% of the people have actually played this Warzone 2 alpha. 95% of the people that haven't played it, and I'd say about 30 to 50% of them are already gone, nah, Warzone 2 is going to be cheeks, it's going to be shit, I'm not playing it, blah, blah, blah. And this is where the problem begins. Unlike Warzone, this Warzone 2 has a predecessor, and it was a highly successful predecessor. Everyone's got expectations. Now everyone thinks it's going to be, the hype is going to be the same, which ideally it's just flat out not going to be. And as it's as sad to say, I have to agree, it's not going to be as hype. The player count might be there, however, whether they stay for the longevity of the game, because I think they were talking about it, this game's going to be going for like at least 3 to 4 years. I'm a little bit worried. However, whilst everyone likes to bash the game whilst not even playing it and comparing it to the original Warzone, I do take my hat off to Call of Duty for like essentially reinventing the wheel. They're getting rid of loadouts, they're changing the loot system, they're slowing the gameplay down, i.e. slide cancelling, they're adding a swimming mechanic, whilst the game's not going to feel like Warzone, it's going to be potentially a whole new game. And yes, it's a huge gamble. However, I take my hat off to them, because we could be sitting here in a month's time or a month after release and everyone's going to be going, fuck yeah, this game's fucking sick. And then they're just going to be like, oh, we done it, we done it. Like, we just don't know.
No. No.
Or in 6 months' time, everyone could be like, oh my gosh, Warzone 2 is flopped. It's dead. No one plays it. We just don't.
No.
Can't say that they're going to, if they redone Warzone 2, let's just say they optimized it, made it a little better, maybe a new map, but the chunk of it was the same as Warzone. I think regardless, whilst everyone thinks it's going to be good, it will fail. Well, you can only ride the nostalgia train so long. Look at Halo Infinite. I am a true and true Halo 3 player all the way through, and then I played Halo Infinite and the multiplayer, and it just bores the crap out of me. Literally only played that game for nostalgia. You don't think that's going to happen with Warzone 2 if they kept it like Warzone? But what I'm trying to say here is, guys, stop bashing the game. We haven't seen it yet. And yes, we've seen them play it. Some people are saying it needs work. Of course it does. It is an alpha. Whether they change it from the alpha to the, from the alpha to the opening release. We've just had the beta. And obviously they can't change too much in the beta. But they did take on gamer feedback regarding to the footsteps. They're still not touching the radar, and some other thing that I can't even remember about. But they are listening, so who knows? We're just going to have to wait and see. I wouldn't write it off yet. You know what? If Warzone 2 is in shambles, you can come back to this video and roast the fuck out of me. I'll even admit it. I just want this game to succeed so bad. I take my hat off to them for reinventing the wheel. Whether it pays off, we don't
know.
It's not going to cater to everyone. We're just going to have to wait and find out. As for the beta, I enjoyed the beta. However, I'll be honest. Whilst the guns felt smooth, the audio was absolutely phenomenal. The guns actually had recoil. I kind of got really bored. I don't know. This is the thing. It's multiplayer. I had the exact same feelings in 2019 Modern Warfare multiplayer. I'd only go in there to level up weapons. So whilst I got bored of the multiplayer, and it was nice, was crisp, I didn't even max out. I think I got to level 25. I will hold my opinion until the release of Warzone 2. And I don't care what you say. There'll be a minor minority that plays the multiplayer, which is like, your typical is S&D, just your meatheads that want to play multiplayer mindlessly, run around with a quick TTK, blah, blah, blah. But I'm telling you right now, I'd say 70 to 80% of the player base is going to be playing Warzone or like Plunder or other modes where the big map is. So we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully I didn't ramble on too much. What are your thoughts on the Warzone 2 release? Will it flop or will it not? Leave a comment down below if you got this far. Until next time, guys. Peace.